tribe. I see y'all to my knees. I see yo. All right, what's up, guys? How y'all feeling on this lovely Friday? I'm just here to give you some positive vibes because I know it's a lot of negativity floating around in the world today. So how can we stay motivated and unafraid of the next level? Whatever that may be for you, there is a next level. So let's get into it. Grab you some coffee. You know what I'm saying. You see, it's piping hot. I got a dark coffee today. With a couple of sugars, but I did brush and floss my teeth. So hopefully you woke up, brushed and flossed your teeth today. We ready. Alrighty, so I don't know what day I'm on with the consistency challenge because I've been showing up every day around 8 o'clock. These past 2 days I've been a couple minutes off due to technical difficulties, but we still push through. Even some days I ran into issues with the technology or website, or my plans didn't go out. I still show up and go freaking live because I'm on a 365-day consistency challenge, and I done failed at this challenge like 5 times. Twice because I had death in the family, and the other times because maybe I was like, it's too much going on in the world, and it can really kill your dreams when you're trying to get to the next level, when you go through stuff, So that's why this is called How Can We Stay Motivated and Unafraid? Because being fearless is a part of the game. I see a lot of people not only fear mongering, but fear baiting, but a lot of people living in fear. They have lost all faith in who they are. They lost all faith in their creativity. If that's something that's lacking, that's my goal. I always want to just work on my consistency. And that's my goal. I always want to just work on my consistency. And I feel like that's a skill that could help all of us. Consistency. Showing up with courage, clarity, and with that dreamer mindset. Ready to level up. Ready to go from hood to hooded. So let's reset and rise this morning. Let's reset and rise. So let me know where you're watching from. We're going to dig into it. What's up, TikTok? How y'all feeling this morning? Thank you for tapping the hearts. Thank you, Stan Ziegler. #1 gift badger. Badge. Alright. So let's level up this morning. Alright, so good morning. I see yo to the dreamers. This is another episode of the Hood to Hooded podcast. And I'm your host, Dr. Cheetah's Sunflower, aka Dr. Sean. Here to remind you that every next level of your life will demand a different version of you. I'm actually going through something right now where it's going to require me to become a different version of myself. And every time I fight it, I'm always like, no, I'm comfortable here. Leave me alone. Elevation. Leave me alone. Different version. I'm comfortable here, but something in life is going to come at a time when you least expect it. You're going to have a challenge at the worst time, but that challenge that you have to do is going to motivate you to go to the next level. So just staying motivated already, knowing that you can require more of yourself, but there is more that you can have. We have to think with an abundant mindset versus a scarce mindset. Okay? Abundance is key, guys. Alright? So that's why I posed that question to us today. How can we stay motivated and unafraid of the next level? Fearless, with clarity, with intention, with purpose and passion. How do we just break free from that version that wants to keep us stuck and living not with an elevated mindset? Okay? Maybe you felt it in the spirit. You've been getting the signs. But then your nerves whisper. They like, what if I'm not ready? What if I'm not ready? What if it's too hard? What if I can't? There's that word. I can't. I'm scared. I'm comfortable. Today, we want to recognize that that fear is the test before you go through your transformation. That fear is a sign that you are ready. So just don't even be afraid. Be motivated. And know that you deserve, not only are you ready, but you deserve the next level. We've been trained to think that we can't get to the next level. You know, you come from the hood, you come from poverty, you come from being underserved, you come from having less than. Let's let go of the excuses. You deserve to be there. When you think with that mindset, with abundance, you can transform to the best version of you. And when you get to that version, it's going to be another level of you. The more you live, get wiser, and experience life, that's what I'm learning. I'm afraid of the next level I got to go to, but I'm going to do it anyways. I wouldn't be Dr. Sean, someone who was a Florida girl living in New York, so now I'm a New Yorker. And still ready to elevate to the next level. I'm unafraid, man. Afraid of what? So we're going to do 3 affirmations this morning to get us started with these positive vibes. Thank you for tapping the hearts on TikTok. I see y'all. Make sure you following so we can grow together. So the first affirmation is, I am not behind. I am being prepared. So you're not behind. You're just preparing yourself, but don't prepare too long. Sometimes you just gotta go. The next one is, I face my next level with calm courage, not fear. And I really like that one. I face my next level with calm courage, not fearful courage. Because sometimes, well, courage and fear kind of don't go together. But maybe like a unsure courage, I would say. We don't want unsure courage. We want calm courage. Calm courage means like confidence. You just confident that you going to face your next level. And you ain't going to really trip about the things you got to go through to get to the next level. Me, I got to take a test. I got to do a lot of things to go to this different version that I know I must become. But I can't complain. I just got to put my head down and do the shit. Like, you just got to do it. Like, what? The next one is, I don't shrink when elevation knocks. Repeat it with me in the spirit, guys. You do not shrink when elevation start knocking at your door. Don't go and get scared. Nah. It's your opportunity. It is your time. You've been wanting it. You've been praying for it. You've been dreaming about it. Now it's your time. So we're going to step up to the plate. Step up to bat. Go to the next level. Unafraid and ready. With intention. You might not have all the answers. You might not have all the dots checked off. But just going and trying, that's half of the battle. And so we don't shrink when elevation come knocking at our door. We actually rise to the occasion, crown on, head high, fearless as fuck. All right. Fear is the receipt of you growing. You're going to the next level. You're going to college now because you done passed high school. Are you going to the doctoral route because you done passed undergrad? Are you going to the business level because you done passed that employee stuff? You going to the next level as a leader position because you done passed being, the trainee. You ready for the next level. Don't run from it. So fear, like I said, is often the receipt of us growing. The brain always confuses new things with danger. It's like it's new, it's unfamiliar. That's why we get stuck in our comfort zone. We get stuck in our comfort zone because the brain is like, this might be dangerous. You're doing something new that I'm not used to, so it's going to protect you. Okay? So our childhood conditioning, the environments we grow up in, scarcity mindset, scarcity wiring creates that subconscious resistance that we have to growing and going to the next level. Take a listen at this. Your brain's job is survival. So when you start leveling up, that survival system rings the alarm. It says stay small, stay safe. Not only small, but stay small, stay safe. Don't go out of do nothing crazy. It's trying to protect you. So that fear, it's a chemical thing. But your purpose, your passion don't live in those comfort zones. You have to push the limits when it comes to your mindset. Otherwise, you'll always be stuck working for someone else's dreams, building someone else's life, instead of going out and seeing this as the next level. So even when your brain starts sending all those signals off saying, dang, you doing something new, you gotta keep going despite that. Be fearless and unafraid. That's what we're talking about today. How to be motivated and unafraid of the next level. And this step is recognizing what fear does. When you start to feel that, like even if you're going to take a test, like every board exam I've ever taken, it's always like bubble guts before the test. Like, I'm just being honest. It's like, oh Lord. Or even when I was finna graduate as a doctor, this moment right here, it was like, oh shit, it's finna happen. It just happens because you're going to the next level. Even though all the hard work was done, not really. That's the story for another day. But just crossing the stage even can give you like, whoa, those big moments. It's the same way when you're growing, my Niji. It's the same way. Family. It's the same way. So we don't run from it. We run to it. Okay? We run to it. So today, after we hang up, or right now, I want you to write down 3 things. Let's turn this down a little bit. Write down 3 things your next level requires and what fears rise when you picture it. Okay, when you name them and you recognize and point them out, you weaken the fears. So I'm gonna write down 3 things that is required for me to get to the next level. And you just think about the 3 things required for you to get to the next level. So get you a piece of paper, because everybody is going to the next level. We should all be going to the next level. You can't just stay here, because life is always moving. Time is moving. So I'm gonna write my first thing down, my second thing down. So I wrote my 3 things down. Now, I'm not afraid of it, because I know what they are. This weakens them. It weakens your fear when you write it down and you get it out of your head. Just get it out of your mindset. Alright? So, again, this is called How to Be Motivated and Unafraid of the Next Level. So motivation is a muscle. It's not a move. It's like something you have to continue to grow every single day. You got to continue to stay positive and just fight through any difficulty that you may have. And it's all around. Everything is higher. Groceries are higher. Taxes are higher. The government is a fraud. History is a lie. You know, it's a lot going on right now. But we gotta still stay motivated, unified, and unafraid. What you afraid of? Don't be afraid, man. Take action. Don't think of the problem. Think of the solution. Alright? So, your energy is going to follow you based on how you respond to things. Your energy. When we start small and we stay consistent and we stay positive, we're going to attract our biggest next level move, man. Like, so that's why motivation is required to get to the next level, because sometimes you ain't gonna feel like moving. You might not feel like I said, getting out of the comfort zone. But when you show up for yourself with small steps, such as writing down the 3 things that's required for you to get to the next level, this is gonna help you stay motivated. Eliminate the fear so you can think logically with clarity and intention. And part of staying motivated is being consistent at it. Like, being consistent at it. Like, you can't think about the next level one day and then don't think about it again until a year from now, because that's not going to get you there. When you want to get to the next level, this has to be consistency, discipline, minus procrastination. And that's the CDP ratio. And that's the ratio I made up when I started this consistency challenge, because I'm like, I have to be consistent. Discipline, meaning nobody got to tell you what to do, because you already know in the spirit what to do. Especially if you know who you are. You know that you autochthonous inhabitant, copper tone, originee of Tamerica. I'm talking to my Niji right now. Do you know that consistency, discipline, and no procrastination can be required in the next level? For instance, I had to take a test to go to the next level. I had to basically write it down, go research it. This was yesterday. Now today I got to go and read the rules. Every day you do a little bit of something to get you closer to winning in the goal that you set for yourself, or in getting to the next level. You got to check those boxes off. Stay consistent and don't procrastinate. Procrastination is the thief of all dreams. Like, let's just say that. Procrastination plus excuses, oh my God. If you procrastinate and you got an excuse to procrastinate and you're going to use it every time, you're not ready for the next level. You might just be stuck in the comfort zone forever. You don't know nothing about consistent, motivate. You're going to complain. Like, that's pessimistic, not optimistic. Optimism is what pays the bills. Pessimism is what keep you depressed, sad, feeling down for yourself, not in the best mood, not ready to win, not ready to go to the next level. Okay? Motivation can fade when life hits you hard. Motivation is out the window. That's why it is a muscle. You have to build a memory to stay motivated. Me coming from a childhood of losing a parent, my other parent, not really seeing them every day or living with them, and just going through custody battles and all of the different things that you see in the hood and underserved communities, you know, you ain't got no motivation a lot of times. That's why people don't understand motivational dentists really mean a lot to me. It means that I have to go and tell the story of how you got to keep motivating yourself, keep encouraging yourself. Even when you lose people, even when people long gone home, even if it's your mother. For me, it was my mother, the one person who you would never want to go. And to do it at 8 years old, it taught me motivation to stay committed to the purpose a long time ago. That's why affirmations, speaking positive to yourself, you know, saying that you can do it well before you do it, believing that you can do it way before you actually do it, that's half the battle. That's half the battle, my need you. That's half the battle. You gotta believe that you can do it way before you actually do it. With a test, you gotta believe that you can pass way before you actually pass. You can't walk in like, dang, I'm gonna fail. Because guess what? You are gonna fail. You know, even if it's a high chance of you failing, you really gotta be like, I'm gonna pass. You gotta study now. Do the hard work. You can't just say you're gonna pass and pass. We're talking about after you studied, after you've done the work, after you've been consistent, disciplined. You didn't procrastinate. You worked at it every day. You try to motivate yourself every day, regardless of what you're going through, regardless of what Trump them doing. You're not watching them all the time. They're not supposed to control your everyday moment. That's called being caught up in the matrix. That's why your motivation fading. That's why your passion fading. That's why you're walking around scared of everything that they're doing, because you're not motivating yourself. You gotta motivate yourself, regardless of what we go through. We have to motivate ourselves. It's a must that we build that muscle memory. It's a must that we do that. You brush your teeth, you take a shower, you do all of these things, you floss your teeth, you brush your tongue, hopefully, because it's hygiene. It's required. It's the same way with motivation. It's mental hygiene. We talk about oral hygiene. Today we're talking about mental hygiene. Mentally knowing that you can't get to the next level, you can't grow if you don't stay positive and motivated. People don't cross the stage and graduate from nothing being negative and being pessimistic. They had to go through that journey. Anybody you see who did that, they did that journey motivated as hell. Whatever their motivation was, only they know, but they had a reason. Business owners, whatever motivated them to step into that arena and be an entrepreneur and boss up and say, you know what, I'm tired of living under somebody else's thumb. I'm tired of building somebody else's empire. Let me go and sell some shit. Let me go and make something. Let me go and stop playing with myself. Let me stop even doing it. Let me rise to the occasion. This is the moment where we show up motivated. We show up unafraid, unapologetic, and ready for the next level. So focus on your mental hygiene. Make sure you always looking yourself in the mirror, speaking those affirmations, and saying, you know what, I got this. I got this. All right. So I'm gonna throw a little bit of dentistry in here. You can put questions in the chat, because really I'm just chit chatting and talking about this topic, but feel free to interrupt me. What's up, TikTok? Let me know where you're watching from. So we're gonna tie this to oral hygiene. You know, I'm a dentist, how to do it. I gotta do it to you. So, dental wisdom. Let's get into some dental wisdom about fear, health, and habit. Because again, just like mental hygiene, oral hygiene kind of have the same concepts. Okay? So just like a patient with fear being in a dental chair, that's the same way a dreamer fears change. That's the same way when they think about coming in the chair. And if you're watching this, 9 times out of 10, this is you. You do not like the dentist. You get that fear. You're like, oh, damn, I gotta go. It's not one of those places like, you know, when you schedule an appointment to the spa. It ain't like that when you come to the dentist. Not really. You can kind of make it like that, but at the end of the day, you know, people are scared of someone being all in a grill. No pun intended. Because it's very intimate. It's very you all in people's mouth. So some patients are very shy about that. I'll say not just shy, but they don't like it. Point blank. Period. Blood pressure go up. Clammy hands, like sweating, crying, like I've seen it all. It's the same way people fight against changing for their dreams. They fear changing. When you a dreamer, you fear that a little bit, but the difference is you don't really let that stop you. You overcome it, and then it becomes empowerment. Because you overcame the fear that you had about changing and growing. So those patients, when they come in the chair and they get with a good dentist, you know, then as time go on, you'll find that sometimes those be your best patients, because they had to overcome a lot to be able to be comfortable just coming. It's the same way with your dreams. So if you skipping cleanings, it's just like delaying your healing. Avoiding going to the next level, you delaying your growth. It's like you avoid getting a cavity fix, you delaying your health. You putting yourself at risk. It's the same concept with teeth and in life. I'm trying to double task here. Alright? So when you skip brushing before bed, it's not just about the plait, it's about neglecting yourself. It's about you neglecting your oral hygiene. Every night that you brush and show up, that's an act of self-respect, guys. When you show up every night, brush and floss your teeth, that's self-love, that's self-discipline. You keep your appointments, you kept courage, you stuck through it. Now, you're not scared no more. Fear will have you saying, dang, this cavity ain't that bad. Yeah, I'm just going to let it go. But when you practice self-care, staying motivated, you're going to prevent it before it needs a repair. You're going to prevent it from getting worse. It's the same with your dreams. You got to prevent your dreams from decaying. You see where I'm going here? You got to prevent your dreams from decaying. Prevent your dreams from needing a repair, which ultimately means your life and your time need a repair. When we think about what is actually like a dream or a goal, it's something that you set to do with your time that's going to get you something new mentally, physically, or spiritually. You got to spend some time to get to this new place. And that's why procrastination clock you out, because you'll spend time strolling, spend time watching other people's creations, or sleeping, or eating, or doing something that doesn't really commit the time that it takes to get you to the next level. That's why a lot of people won't go to dental school, because it requires all of your time. It almost requires your sleeping time. Sometimes it do take your sleeping time. Medical school, dental school, that's the only ones I can really vouch for, because I've been through it. But I'm sure most doctoral programs, degrees, especially entrepreneurship, that definitely requires a lot of your time. That's why most people don't do it. They allow the fear to clock them out, the procrastination, to decay the dream. And that's why you must stay motivated, because every day some shit gonna happen to try to knock you off your purpose and get you off a task. Right now is something keeping everybody distracted. In the news, on social media, it's something to keep you distracted all the time. Whether it's a bill, drama, family drama, something, someone might experience a loss, sickness. It's always something that is going to try to get you off a task to accomplishing your goal and your dream every time. Every time. For me, homelessness, more than once, that was probably the worst thing that ever could happen to me, to try to get me off my dream. But I didn't even let that stop me. It's like, okay, I still got this dream. This dream is bigger than that part. Even when I had to go through that part, it wasn't enough to stop me. Sickness, been through that. Not enough. Losing loved ones, been through that. It was not enough. Nothing should be enough for you to stop wanting to get to the next level. And I'm saying next level because you know what that is. What is the next level for you spiritually, physically, mentally? What is it? But my patience is like, okay, we got to get you to the next level. When I come in, we started here. Now we're here. We're trying to get you to the next level. And so, two things. If you overdue for a cleaning, make that call today. You can call a dental school, or you can call a dentist. But get that cleaning today if you overdue. And if you've been avoiding the next level, make that move today, my Niji. Not tomorrow. Make that move today. Make that move today. Alright? So, now we want to discuss transmuting our fear into fuel. How do you transform your fear into fuel? Because sometimes you be right there at the next level, and now you have to use this fear as fuel to help you just fly. Like it's time to fly. So writing things down, meditating, visualizing the next level will really help you neutralize your fear. For me, I know what my next level is right now. I'm not really talking about it live, but I know what it is in my head. I know what it takes. So now I'm just in a position like, okay, this is the next level. I was trying to figure it out. I know there's always a next level. Sometimes it could take you a while to figure it out. When I say a while, it could be days, it could be months. Some people, it takes them years to figure out, okay, this is the next level for me. But if you constantly motivated and you accomplishing your goals every day, you always gonna have a next level that you're aiming towards, that you know about. So you want to visualize it, write it down. That's why people have vision boards, planners. In college, I would plan like every semester out with TikTok. My phone is on 10% and it always dies on y'all. I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna wrap this up shortly. I'm almost through this section this morning, but like vision boards, thinking about your plans before you even accomplish it. This is how you neutralize the fear. Saying, you know, what if, some people say, what if I fail? But what if you fly? What if you fly? You can use accountability partners, mentors, podcasts, meditation, prayer, all to help you transition your fear into fuel. Slow breathing, especially if you're in a position like me on the stage, not really fearful, but you know, having that like next level moment. You gotta just, you gotta do one of them woosah moments. You gotta have some people in your life to hold you accountable. Like, hey, I had some people was like, hey, Dr. Sean, you know you're supposed to be studying. Even now, I done told them that I gotta study, and I'm like, hey, now you better be studying. You know, you need people like that in your life who gonna hold you accountable when you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, and you saying, what if I fail? They like, what if you fly? Clock it. We have to learn to reframe rejection as redirection. Now that's a big one. Sometimes when you get rejected from certain positions, certain places, certain environments, a lot of us want to count that as a loss, get all in our feelings. No, boo. This is a redirection. This is getting you to a whole nother place you might not even know you needed to be. For me, even being in New York, I didn't plan to be here. It just, something happened where I got redirected here. And it was so perfect, but imperfect. It was the best opportunity I could have ever had. But it landed from rejection, turned into redirection. And it was the best redirection ever for my life. So, I want you to close your eyes and imagine your highest self already living in the next level. You're healthy, you're wealthy, you're glowing with peace. Now zoom in for me. What? Just close your eyes. Picture yourself at the next level, right? Again, you're healthy, you're wealthy, spiritually in tune, you know who you are. Now tell me, picture in, zoom in, take note of what steps it took for you to get there. What did you do on a daily in your head to get there? That's your map. Now, only you know what that is. I know what it is for me, but what is it for you this morning? What is it for you? Repeat after me. I turn my fear into focus. I turn my fear into focus. We lining it up. Right here with it. We right here in the middle with it. My energy attracts divine opportunities. Said in the spirit, my energy, it attracts divine opportunities. That redirection is connecting you to divine opportunities that you didn't even know you needed. All because you stayed motivated, not pessimistic. You got around people who were positive, not making excuses. You switched your environment from I can't to I will. You started saying I will fly versus I will fail. You really start believing in it. You really stop allowing fear and negativity to hold you back. And the last one I want us to repeat together is my preparation cancels my panic. So when you prepare for the next level versus being panicked into the next level, then it's going to be a great ride. That's all I'm saying, my Niji. That's all I'm saying. So I'm going to give us, before we wrap it up, if you got questions, the Q&A is always open. I know my live has been disconnecting here, back and forth on Twitch, so that sucks. But practical blueprint that we can do. A morning ritual. What is your morning ritual? 5-minute gratitude talk, mirror talk, affirmations, 2 minutes, however much time you have. Just, you know what? Let's get our mirror. You know, let's see. I turn my fear into focus. Okay. My energy attracts divine opportunities. And my preparation cancels panic. Alright? So you make up your own affirmations to say. But do that as a morning ritual. Block out 1 hour daily for your dream. This is the 1 hour nobody can't fuck with you. Leave me alone. I'm focused on my dream. Okay? So, like I'm telling y'all about this test I have to study for, I'm going to have to carve out a little bit more than an hour, but just start with an hour for the dream. An hour to read something about it, study it, research it. I don't give a darn. Do what you got to do. The next one is reward your progress, not perfection. You might not be perfect in your studying. You might not be perfect in getting to the next level, but reward yourself for baby steps. You know, baby steps is what wins the game. Reduce the noise. This is the next step. Reduce all the noise. Mute the fear-based media. Mute all the things on your timeline that is keeping you distracted and that is making you like absorb negative energy. So for me, I try to stay away from media content that's fear-based, negative energy, like, you know what I mean? I don't got time for it. The next level, 0 time for it. I don't really watch Trump. I can't. People be like, Trump said, I don't know what the fuck Trump said. I can't watch him. I can't listen to him. I can't give him views. Like, I can't. Like, I'll see it when I see it. Like, I just can't with the government. After learning the history and the atrocities, and it's like, wow. So that's why we on a mission to wake everybody up, to tell them the truth, to tell them who they are, to do your ancestry, to do your genealogy. Don't believe me. Do it for yourself. That's my whole thing. People be like, well, you're this. You know, because you have, like, Native Americans. They are so rude. And they come from Mongolia. Over here talking shit. Trying to tell us who I are. Tell us who we are. But we got to mute all the fear-based media. You got to mute it out of your system so that you can get to the next level. Now, as a community, as the hood to hood community, you know, we elevating together. And for you, if you want to get to the next level, and align your environment with people, friends, spaces, playlists, podcasts that make sense. That 1 hour that you block off for your dream Could be 1 hour of listening to motivation to help you get to the next level. It could be showing up 8 a.m. ish for the Hood to Hood podcast to see, okay, what we learning today, Dr. Sean? Or it could be just, going to YouTube University, learning a new skill. Or it could just be staying consistent. I don't know. But there is a next level for you. And motivation isn't the spark, it is a system. When you automate your environment for excellence, fear runs out of places to hide. Okay? So you gotta automate it. Something negative happened, you gotta know how to be emotionally intelligent. I'm very emotionally intelligent. People can as long as you don't touch me, yeah, you're not gonna get a reaction. Not anymore, at least, unless you're really fucking piss me off. But I try not to go there. We try not to go hood with people. That's why emotional intelligence is important, especially when you're trying to clock into your dreams to the next level. Yeah. So this is where fear runs out, guys. Comment or let me know what's one action you'll take this week to prove that you are ready for the next level. And let's hold each other accountable. I'm getting ready to study for this test. I need y'all to hold me accountable. Dr. Sean, did you study today? I mean, I'll probably study anyways, but it's just gonna feel better doing it as a community. Alright. So as we close up for today, remember, courage is the new currency on the next level. It is courage, not fear. Dreamers, this is the truth. Your next level doesn't come with instructions. It's not going to come with a manual or a rule book, but it is going to come with invitations. Every challenge that you face is an invitation for you to face the next level. Everything you go through is all setting you up and it's redesigning you for your purpose. So make sure you paying attention. Make sure you clocking that T. Make sure you are showing up for yourself, being consistent, and staying motivated. Okay? Because life is not easy, but you were built for this. It's in your DNA. Stay unafraid. Be fearless. And walk with faith. And not doubt. That's how we go from hood to hood. It's by walking with faith and removing all the doubt. Going from fear to what? Focus. Fear to focus. Alright? We're going to get off of here. I will see you guys tomorrow. I don't think I got any questions in the chat. But interrupt me at any time. We got 1 or 2 minutes left open for questions in the chat. Alright. So, I am ready. I am capable. I am calm. And I am chosen for the next level. Say it with me. I am ready. I am capable. I am calm. And I am chosen for the next level. So make sure you following. Make sure you are sharing and, helping us grow the Hood to Hood podcast. If you want free downloads, you can go join the Hood to Hood Dream Builders Academy on School. And if you need to get your oral hygiene in check, you can book your next appointment with Motivational Dentistry. Alright? And as always, keep shining from inside out. This is Dr. Chiefess Sunflower. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 8 o'clock.